Hey guys, Dave here. I know our channel is mostly for lighthearted skits and reviews and jokes and having fun, but sometimes, sometimes, unfortunately, we got serious topics that we really need to cover and talk about. And I wanted to kind of go over something that I'd been going through recently. And some people will be going, I'm sure some people are going through the same thing, and others might not, and might find this just boring and stupid, but you know what? I feel like I have to talk about it. Um, I, like a lot of people, suffer from depression, and I take medication for it, but sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes medication alone is never enough, and you need to go that extra step further. But I didn't do that, and like a lot of people, I thought about I thought about ending it. I thought about killing myself, and I actually tried. So what happened was one day last week, I had had a really bad few weeks, um, really stressful, really lonely. Basically, I was alone a lot, and I couldn't really handle it too much. And some things happened that made me feel even more alone than ever. And so I got really drunk, and in my drunkenness, decided, you know, that's it. I've had enough. I went out. I am going to just end it all. And so I took some pills. Um, I had some friends around at the time who didn't know I did it, which I feel even worse about because they were trying to keep me, cheer me up, but I wasn't having any of it. And it, and so I tried. I tried to kill myself, and I'm not proud of it, but that's what I did. And so, um, luckily, there were people around, like my wife, who called you know, called the hospital pretty quickly and got me out. Um, and you know, in those moments when you feel alone the most, even people around you sometimes aren't helping, and you in depression's a funny thing. It can make you hurt no matter who you're with or what you're doing. You could be having the greatest time in the world, and depression hits just like that, and it's the worst moment of your life. And only people with depression really know what that's like, and it's a really shitty thing. Uh, I I hate that I have to deal with it, and I hate that anybody has to deal with it because it's absolutely debilitating, and people don't understand and think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be happy? It's not your fault. It's it's just the depression. It's it's the chemicals in your brain. I know we can get scientific on this, but it sucks one way or the other, and you feel like there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And sometimes it gets too big. It gets so big you just can't handle it anymore. And you just want out. You want it over. You want the pain, the loneliness, the suffering over. And no matter and in those moments, you can't convince yourself that anybody gives a damn. No matter how much they tell you, no matter how much they beg and plead that you are worth it, to you you're not, and it's horrible. It is the it's it is the most helpless feeling ever. And I know people go through it. I know if you're watching this and you feel the same way, I am so sorry that you're having to go through this. But please just hang on and just keep listening. But so I really don't remember a whole lot from that night. Um, but I do remember, waking up in the hospital, and my wife and a few other people of my friends were there. And, at that moment I still felt incredibly alone, no matter, even though they were there. And even in that moment, I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted, you know? I knew I wanted to get the hell out of there because nobody likes hospitals. And I wanted to get out, no matter what. I didn't care where it was. I didn't care if it was dead. I didn't care if it was home. I didn't care. I just wanted out. But I had to stay, and I had to deal with it. I had to deal with my decision and what I did. And so I unfortunately was forced to be committed. And if you do something like that, they never tell you, the consequence of doing it. You always just think, oh, I'm going to succeed, and I'm going to, I'm going to kill myself, and I'm going to, it's going to be fine. But nobody tells you what happens if you fail, if you don't actually kill yourself. And they don't tell you what you have to go through to deal with it. And I had to deal with it. And I got committed. And that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through in my life. They literally take everything from you. They take your clothes, your things, your phone. They basically take your entire self away and just stick you in a room with other people who are either going through the same thing or worse than you are. And they just stick you in there, and they tell you when to eat, they tell you when to sleep, they tell you when to wake up, they tell you what activities to do, and if you don't do them, they force you. And it's is what it is. You have to take the medications that they tell you to take. They treat you basically like you're almost less than human in a way, because you're basically at square one. And I'm sure it's not their fault. They deal with people who are dealing with very intense things, and some are violent, some are angry, some are coming down from some sort of drug overdose or whatever. Like, you're coming into a world that you may not be prepared for, and I sure as hell wasn't. I thought I could handle things easily, but it took some time. I really was, all I kept thinking every moment I was in there was, when can I get the hell out of here? When can I go back home to do what I want to do, be free to do what I want to do? But unfortunately, I had to wait. I had to wait for 3 days in there. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have nothing to do and all you can do is think about when the next time I'm going to see be outside and feel the breeze on my cheeks, it's an eternity. And that's what I had to deal with. I had to go, I had to do it. But I learned some things while I was in there, and I really think that it helped a lot, surprisingly, that, things like depression, it's hard to deal with. Not a lot of people understand it. And a lot of people take it for granted. It's not just, you being, like sometimes whenever I get depressed, I think, I'm just being stupid. Depression is an actual problem. Like, if you had cancer, you wouldn't be mad at them for having cancer. Depression is the same thing. You can't get mad at somebody for having depression. It makes the problem worse. You have to understand it. You have to almost embrace it in a way. Not enjoy being depressed, but, understand that it happens and you're going to get depressed regardless. But there is ways out of it, and you really just have to hold on. Hold on to yourself. Tell yourself, everything's going to be all right. Like, I know me sitting here telling you this isn't going to change the world. If you're depressed, it's going to be there. But you just got to hold on, man. Don't give in. There are people out there who care about you and don't want to see anything bad happen to you, and will be there for you if you need them to be. Call them. If you're feeling depressed, like, I I had people here even, and it's hard, and I know it is. But dude, there are people out there who will help. And there are people who you can feel completely alone and completely like shit. But there are people out there who want to take care of you and want to see you be okay and want you to succeed. And you know, even while I was in there, you know, people who are worse off than me were pushing me to get better. And, you know, that surprised the hell out of me. Like, we were in this together. And it was kind of nice to see. I still wanted to get the hell out of there. But having people, you know, I kind of got used to it a little bit. I started, you know, I kind of gave in a little, but it just to kind of get the days to go by. But don't put yourself in that place. Don't put your friends and family in that place, because God knows what I did to them. Like, things haven't really been completely the same since I came out. We've been trying, but things are a little rocky, and I can't blame them for it. And I can only try my best to get things back on track. But I just want to take this time to tell you, you know, don't give up, man. Just stick it out. You never know what's coming around the bend. Don't just throw in the towel yet. Things can get better. You just gotta hold on. 'Cause things are shitty now, but they can't be shitty forever, you know? And the only person that can make them better is you. And dude, if you are, you know, having any problems, if you're dealing with anything like this, please just leave a comment. Tell me about it. I'll talk, you know? I'll be there. I'll share whatever knowledge I got, you know. I'm not a professional, but damn, I've been through some stuff. And, you know, if you need anybody to talk to, I'm there, man. Just leave a comment below. Other than that, I'm Dave. See you in the next video.